This is Season 7, Episode 146 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Sometimes the important thing is not the number of miles you've driven, but what's going on inside your head while driving. The Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast will stimulate your mind and keep you company while on the road. Join us for education, motivation, and inspiration from wherever you may be in our nation. You'll hear roundtable discussions about important information that's impacting our industry. Plus, you'll learn more about new technology, equipment, driving opportunities, safety, and operations. Get driver success and fitness tips to keep you profitable, safe, healthy, as well as entertaining stories from the road. And don't you know, we've all got a few of those. We might be traveling in different directions, but we're all part of one driver community at the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. With your host, trucker Tim Cicerelli.
Hello, friends, once again, and welcome to Episode 146 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. I'm Tim Cicerelli. Thanks so much for letting me sit shotgun with you today. Coming up in Episode 146, welcoming back one of my favorite people at Stevens Transport. He's been on the podcast a few times, but boy, he is just dripping with wisdom that some of our new drivers really need to pick up on. And we invited back a gentleman who started at Stevens Transport when he was 52 years old, and he has been there now for 15 years. So a second career and a wonderful person to be around. We will have our Stevens Employee Spotlight with Mr. James Cant coming up in just a little bit. We'll also pull some audio from a video you can find on the Stevens Transport YouTube channel with one of our contract driver trainers who will share the journey that he has taken from military service to transitioning to a civilian career in trucking. Being the first week in May that we are together, we will have our May News Bulletin. Big information in there, including the announcement of a new medical insurance, enhancing the benefits for employees at Stevens Transport. That information coming up shortly. But first, something new here in Season 7. We are starting a series called Journey to a Million Miles. And let's kick that off right now in our Stevens Roundtable. A brand new series here in Season 7 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. It's our Journey to a Million Miles. All the steps necessary to take to becoming a member of the Hall of Fame. Logging a million miles from the time you think about becoming a driver to the time you log that million miles. The entire career, each step at a time, we are going to spotlight for you, just for those that might be thinking about a brand new career in trucking, and in particular here at Stevens Transport. So what do you do next? You got to go to school. The Stevens Driving Academy right here on site on the Stevens compound in Dallas, Texas off of Military Parkway is where you go to school. And joining us now to tell us about the school and what happens there, of course, is the school director, Mr. Robert Wall. Good to see you again, Robert.
Very nice to see you again.
Let's tell people what they can expect if this is the career they want to take with this company and they go through recruiting and they've been recruited now. Mm-hmm. Next step is you.
The next step is my wonderful team.
Yeah.
Yes, in addition to myself.
Of
yes.
course. So let's talk about your team,
yes,
what they do,
mm-hmm.
and what our new drivers can expect when they come to the Stevens Driving Academy.
Well, I'll start off by saying I look at school as an opportunity to open a door to a new industry. So without that CDL, you don't move on.
Yeah.
And it's daunting enough to be able to get through all the material and all the recent changes to drive-in schools. So they need a mentor to be able to navigate throughout this process. And that's where we step up. We have an open door policy. We allow those students to come to us for any question, any issue. They're not born knowing how to get a CDL. Right. So why not come to the experts? And luckily, I'm at the flagship school here at Stevens in Dallas. So,
and when you say the experts too, you know, we've had the opportunity to interview dozens and dozens and dozens of drivers who have done their research to choose a company, and they tell us they choose Stevens because of safety and training.
Yes.
And so it's the best.
Yes. And I take the opportunity when I address the class in their first week to ask them if they've researched the various schools out there. And I'm not knocking any other schools, but I know the image that is portrayed online is that, yes, we are a training school. Without the proper training, you're looking at more accidents and incidents on your motor vehicle record, and that is who you are as a driver.
That's where safety and training go hand in hand.
Absolutely. So we take our job very seriously, but we have fun with it too, because for students, this is their career. They're allowed to enjoy what they're doing while they're going through it, but they have to be very task oriented as well. And so we'll mentor them through that process as well. Make sure that they keep their eye on the ball. They know exactly where they are throughout the entire process and expectations. And that's why I think I have one of the best teams around.
Tell us about your team.
Well, our instructors, they do meet all the state qualifications to be instructors, but actually they far exceed all the state qualifications. And when we bring them on board, we look at them having a customer service approach.
To those who are attending the school.
Absolutely. We want them accessible. We want concerns addressed. We want them to be able to read a student when they're having difficulties and look for creative solutions to be able to get them to understand the material, the variety of material that they do have while they're in school.
So how long does school take? We've got great materials. We've got a great staff. We're the best in training. So from the time they get through being recruited and they are in to the time they finish school, approximately or accurately, how long does that take?
Well, at one point, prior to entry-level driver training that was introduced by our federal government a couple of years ago, you could get the rock stars through in a 3-week program, and then the other individuals trickle out after that. And a lot of it is self-motivation, and motivation of our mentors. But now with additional theory, additional backing maneuvers, I would say prepare to be there for 4 weeks, and if you do not push yourself as much as we'd like you to, it can extend a little past that.
So here you are saying 4 weeks, and I can almost see in your body language and hear in your voice that you're like, oh gosh, it's 4 long weeks. And I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of people that have gone to a trade school, myself included, in a broadcasting trade school 100 years ago. But there's 6 months or a year to start a new career, and thousands of dollars. This is a month.
Yeah, I know.
And it doesn't really cost.
Yeah, that extra week or two in the scheme of things, when you're on the road earning money 2 years into this industry, it's going to be a drop in the bucket.
It's a drop in the bucket. And you have a new career, and a lucrative one at that.
Oh, certainly.
All right, so we've talked about length of school. We talked about the quality of the instructors in your team. We've talked about the process. Once they finish school, what's the next step?
The next step is be ready to jump right into orientation.
And that will be next week on our Journey to a Million Miles with John Tabatama on the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. Okay, excited about this new series, and hopefully you'll find it resourceful if you're looking for a new career in transportation. More episodes on the way with some incredible information for you. Time now to find out what's happening in the transportation industry and at Stevens Transport in particular with our May News Bulletin.
Welcome to Stevens Transport News Bulletin. We bring you the latest updates in the transportation industry. Stevens Transport has been honored with the 2024 Outstanding Partnership Award by Ecolab, recognizing exceptional performance and commitment throughout the year. This recognition marks a significant milestone in a partnership that began in 2022 when Ecolab selected Stevens Transport as a preferred supplier. Since then, the focus has remained clear: execute with excellence, deliver with consistency, and lead through performance. This award is a reflection of that mission. A special thank you goes out to Carly Griffith and the entire Ecolab team, whose hard work and seamless coordination have played a vital role in supporting Ecolab's supply chain every step of the way. Their dedication and collaboration continue to drive meaningful results. At Stevens Transport, we are proud of the strong partnership we've built with Ecolab and are excited for what lies ahead. Together, we look forward to achieving even greater success in 2025 and beyond. Speaking of impressive accomplishments, we've got something to celebrate. Congratulations to Jeremiah Matthew, son of driver payroll coordinator Blessy Matthew, on being named one of just 62 recipients of the Truckload Carriers Association Scholarship. Jeremiah was awarded a scholarship for $2,725 to a four-year university of his choice, recognizing his stellar academics, leadership, and community service. A senior at Rowlett High School, he's not just graduating, he's graduating twice. Jeremiah will receive his Associate of Science degree from Richland College on May 16th, a week before receiving his high school diploma, all thanks to the GISD, Collegiate Academy Program. He also leads as president of the Technology Student Association, is a National Honor Society member, and volunteers through his church and local mission programs. Jeremiah will be attending the Eric Johnson School of Engineering and Computer Science at the University of Texas at Dallas this fall. From all of us, congratulations to Jeremiah and the Matthew family on these incredible achievements. On another note, we're excited to announce that Stevens Transport will be switching our medical insurance provider to Blue Cross Blue Shield. Open enrollment will begin July 1st. This change brings access to a larger network, improved coverage options, and better support for you and your family. More details and enrollment instructions will be shared soon. If you have any questions, our Human Resources team is here to help. Stay tuned for upcoming info sessions. Stay informed and inspired by the stories that shape our industry. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Stevens Transport News Bulletin. Have a great day.
Ever wondered what it's like to drive across the country and get paid to see America's breathtaking landscapes? Welcome to life as a team driver with Stevens Transport. The life of a trucker can sometimes feel solitary, but with team driving, you're never alone. Let's dive into how teaming up with another driver can transform your trucking career. So what exactly is team driving? Simply put, it's when two drivers share the responsibilities of operating the same truck. This allows for continuous travel and efficient delivery. Federal regulations require solo drivers to be off-duty for at least 10 consecutive hours after 11 hours of driving. Team driving, however, maximizes productivity by alternating driving shifts, cutting down on overall trip times. By working in shifts, team drivers can cover over 5,500 miles a week. That's more than double what solo drivers can achieve, leading to more priority loads and higher earnings. Efficiency is key. With two drivers, tasks like loading and unloading become quicker and easier. Plus, you'll earn more per mile. One of the greatest perks? You get to choose your driving partner. Whether it's a close friend or a new acquaintance, having a partner on the road makes those long hauls more enjoyable. And what about rest? Team drivers sleep in comfy bunk beds while the truck is moving, allowing for nearly non-stop travel without sacrificing sleep. Safety is another major advantage. With two drivers, there's an added layer of oversight to ensure committed safety. So, if you're ready to take your trucking career to the next level, consider team driving with Stevens Transport. It's the perfect blend of companionship, efficiency, and increased earnings. Explore the benefits of team driving and start your adventure today with Stevens Transport. Apply now and join a team that drives you to success. Your journey starts here.
Now more than ever, truck drivers are true American heroes. The men and women who literally keep America moving by delivering goods across the country. Being a professional driver is a rewarding, financially lucrative, long-term career filled with exciting adventures. A career where you'll never have to worry about job security. If you have your CDL and keep it up, it will sustain you for the long haul. you can see the country, serve your country, and provide a good life for your family. Whether you'd rather haul on a dedicated route or lane, or prefer working with one specific customer, if you want to own your business, we have a program that sets you up for success with all the tools and support you need. We've got opportunities in our intermodal rail division and have programs to help military veterans transition into trucking careers. We have second generations of drivers whose parents have driven for Stevens, who then trained their children and are now truck drivers. Some are even small fleet owners. So, whatever your dream is, you can achieve it right here at Stevens. If you're looking for a company with a 40-plus year track record that's never had a layoff and just had the largest pay increase in company history for both new and experienced drivers, Stevens Transport has you covered. We offer the finest tools and technology and provide our drivers with the best state-of-the-art equipment on the market. Our infrastructure will support you both on and off the road. As a driver for Stevens, you become part of our family. Many companies throw the word family around. We're family-owned, family-run, and family-driven. Our 40-plus years of success is built on family. At Stevens, you're not just a number. Our drivers are part of our extended family, and we recognize and honor them every chance we get. If you want to be among the top income earners among professional drivers, if you want great benefits, if you want to have every type of driving opportunity at your fingertips, if you want to be part of a company that will stand behind you and ensure your success, come join the Stevens Transport family today and become an American hero. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step toward your future career with the best trucking company in America. Become part of the Stevens Transport family today by calling our recruiting department at 1-800-333-8595 or apply online at stevenstransport.com.
Welcome back to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. My name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. If you wouldn't mind, when you hit your next stop, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever podcast platform you're enjoying it from. We are everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. If it's a platform with a podcast on it, we are there. And by following the podcast, you'll have a brand new episode waiting for you each and every week as soon as it's released. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave us a review. Tell us what you like about the show and what you'd like changed. We are producing this podcast for you to keep you educated, informed, and hopefully a little entertained as well. Time now for our driver spotlight. We're going to pull some audio from a video you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel. This driver spotlight is in regards to a Stevens contract driver and a trainer who shares the journey he's taken from military service to transitioning to a civilian career, highlighting the importance of being patient and working hard while feeling grateful for the opportunity to teach the next generation of truck drivers. This is the story of driver Raymond Hatchett Jr.
What's going on? I'm Raymond Hatchett, contractor and trainer. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, but I live in Plant City, Florida at the moment. It's rewarding, just you put the hard work in and you get rewarded in return. This position, you got to find the balance in the success. So it can make or break you, but I think I found the right balance. I got my CDO through the military. So when I got out the military, went to the process of, civilian training and just turned it in and got it. Patience. Don't rush it. Being a trainer, a lot of my students, they come in here and they think they're gonna, get rich overnight. They see the smoke dreams, but it's not an overnight thing. It takes patience. You can make a really good living doing it, but you have to put the work in and you have to be patient. I like teaching the next generation. People tell me that, hey, you're doing a good job and you're pretty good at what you do. So I like teaching that, making sure the next generation knows what I know. And it's kind of rewarding when you see somebody else putting the work in that you gave them oh, maybe I am doing something right. My favorite part, the freedom. Nobody's looking over my shoulder. As long as I'm where I'm supposed to be at, when I'm supposed to be there, everything else is smooth sailing. I get to make my own choices, my own decisions, and I get to explore, go to different places, try different food, see friends or family that I might not see for years because I'm somewhere else, but I'm in their area and get to hang out. I like Vegas. I like traveling through Utah. Utah is beautiful. Obviously Florida. I like the desert. The desert is nice, Arizona, New Mexico. It's just a different kind of atmosphere, I guess. I just want to thank them, for the opportunity. Like I said, I got my CDL back in 2006, and I was working odd jobs and whatever, and finally got laid off, and they gave me a shot again, to get back on the road, and I appreciate them trusting me and giving me the opportunity, and 6 years later, I'm still here, keep pushing, so just a big thank you.
That is audio from video you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel. We'll have a link to that video in the episode notes. This is our Stevens Spotlight, and I'm going to say it again. This is my favorite segment of the podcast because during this segment, we get to speak to the personalities here at Stevens Transport. We get to speak to the coworkers, your colleagues, your friends, and get to know them on a little more personal level than the level at which you talk about things at work, because we're busy working at work, right? But here we're going to get to know our friend Jim Kent, Senior Safety Supervisor. This might be his fourth or fifth time on the podcast because we just love being around him. Mr. Jim, thanks for being with us, buddy.
Anytime.
We had you on a little while ago talking about your ability to train trainers, to watch other drivers blossom into a trainer who enjoy watching other drivers blossom, and so on and so on and so on. And that is why this company has been so successful for about 45 years.
Yep.
So for those that may have missed your episodes in the past, if you would, Jim, just briefly tell us your history with Stevens Transport and how it came to be, how you got here, and what you love about being here. Just we've got the whole deep story in previous episodes, but
Correct.
For those that just stumbled here, give us a brief story.
It was a pretty simple story. I was looking for something to do to make a little extra money to help my daughter get through college, and so I didn't spend my money, all of my savings, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And Stevens popped up on the radar, did my research, came here, started just like everybody else. Went through the orientation, got me a trainer, had a great trainer. Started driving, loved it. I'm like, well, this ain't a job.
This is fun.
This is fun.
They're paying me to be able to go on vacation, right?
Now, there was days when you got into some weather or
Sure.
things like that. You're like, oh, this ain't that fun. I'm stuck in this little truck. Oh, I got to get out. But no, I enjoyed it. I loved the travel.
Yeah.
Going to different parts of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, people pay to do that.
That's right.
And now I'm getting paid to do it.
That's pretty great. That's
And I'm
success,
like,
is it
well,
not?
there's a job for me.
And the part that I love so much about your story, Jim, is you're retired.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Stevens Transport as a place to come to work and to spend your career, start a career, or reignite a career, can I ask how old you were when you did that?
52, I think.
You retired at 52. I kind of hate you a little bit right now. I'm a little jealous of you. 52 years old, retired, successful, airplane mechanic, race track owner you were, right?
Yep.
And so the reason we keep bringing that up is because no matter what age you are, if you have a will to work, there's a place for you here at Stevens Transport. And you've been here now 15 years since that time. So that says a lot. So thank you for sharing that story again with us. You're probably sick of telling it, but I love it. So I ask you every time you come on the show. But this segment, like we said at the beginning, we want to get to know you a little bit better. How do you spend your time when you're not here at Stevens? What do you like to do?
I spend a lot of it with my wife. She's from the Philippines.
Yeah.
And so almost everything we do now is like new to her.
How fun is that for you then, right?
Like
what? What does she find fascinating that's new that for us we're like, yeah, we know.
So Vegas.
Vegas.
I took her to Las Vegas for the first, and I guess I never knew this, but that was on her bucket list.
Oh, well, good for you. Look at you making dreams come
Right.
true.
And so we go to Vegas. We had a great time in Vegas.
She's blown away by all the lights
yeah.
and the stimulation of everything everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is a come back to place, Jim. I'm like, no, we can't afford to do that.
Yeah, you can't be leaving it all there when you go, right?
And we left some of it there, but we enjoyed that.
Yeah, of course.
You know, the dinners, the places you can go and see.
The shows and everything else.
So just showing her the country.
Yeah.
You know, our way of life.
Yeah.
And it just, sometimes it blows her away.
Oh, how
The other
exciting for
day,
you. Yeah.
She saw snow for the first time. She was like a little kid. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's making snowman, doing snow angels
No
out there.
jacket on, no hat. And just watching the glow on her face, like, I get to see snow. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. You know? But
it's not that fun.
Yeah, those are the things that are wonderful. You know, taking her out to places to eat that she's never had the opportunity to go to. She fell in love with Texas barbecue.
Well, who doesn't? Come on now.
I mean, I'm like, what, you never had barbecue before? She goes, not like this.
Right?
You know?
Man.
Those kind of things.
Boy, you must create lists for the two of y'all to spend time together and do things. Because, I mean, this country's so diverse and all. And as you saw as a driver, right? So you know all the spots to go to. Well, I'm sure she enjoys that.
It's just getting the time to go do all that stuff.
Well, that's the challenge now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you spend time with your wife, and you do some very exciting things. But now, Jim, we're going to ask you some really weird questions.
All right.
This will be the 45th anniversary of Stevens Transport. So to commemorate that, I'd like to give you about 45-ish seconds to answer as many bizarre questions as possible.
All right.
You ready?
Sure.
Let's go. Let's let the clock start now. If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be?
Speed racer.
All right. Now he's speaking. Of course, he owned a racetrack and his little monkey friend. What was his name? That's right. Speed Racer. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Baloo.
Baloo?
Yeah.
I don't. What is that?
It's a Filipino egg that's been fermented in the ground thing, and it was a one bite kind of thing, and like, no.
So thumbs down. No more Baloo for you.
No more Baloo for me.
Okay, so no more Baloo. What's the one thing you bought and totally regretted buying?
A Porsche.
See how much money you can make driving, folks? I'm just telling you. No, a Porsche, you didn't like it? You were done? You're like, why did I do that? Midlife crisis? What was happening there, Jim?
It was a midlife crisis thing. I had gotten divorced, and I'm like, I got a little money. I'm like, I need a Porsche.
Okay, here was he got a divorce, and he had a little money. That's rare, too. So good for you.
Yeah.
And he bought a Porsche.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking, why did I do that?
You look good in it, though, didn't you? You look good in it, right? I mean, there's at least some photos that we can have. If you were on a game show, if you were a contestant, which show would you be really good at?
Family Feud.
Would you? Really?
Because then I could rely on the family.
Oh. He's a team player, folks. What's your theme song? If you could pick a theme song to represent you and who you are every time you walked into the room or got behind the wheel of that truck or race car or fixing a plane, what's your song that fires you up?
What's the theme song from Rocky?
Oh, Gonna Fly Now.
Yeah.
Let's listen to it right now. Are you fired up?
I'm all ready.
Me too. Let's go fight somebody. You mentioned the Baloo, the weirdest thing you ever ate. What's a combination of food that you love that others might think is weird?
You know, I've been eating some stuff that I'm not even sure what the name of it is with the Filipino wife, but she cooks me some stuff, and it's like, what was that? I had one the other day, spaghetti. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, no problem, right?
Right, easy.
And I'm eating the spaghetti. I'm like, what's in this spaghetti? She goes, hot dogs. I'm like, what?
Well, that's SpaghettiOs when we were a kid. Remember, they'd cut the slices in there and put them in?
Some of the stuff that she cooks, and I'm like, okay, it's an American Filipino dish. I'm like, I made it up today.
I dig it. Spaghetti and hot dogs is on the menu for tonight. Jim Kent, thank you so much for being with us. That was a lot of fun, as always.
Anytime.
Well, that's going to do it for episode 146 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. If you found this podcast because you're searching for a brand new career, please make sure you visit the episode notes. We will have phone numbers and every link possible for you to learn more about Stevens Transport and even schedule a call with one of our recruiters. All the information is in the episode notes. And like we said earlier, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever platform you're enjoying it from and share it with one of your fellow drivers. We sure would appreciate it. And finally, my name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, be safe out there. And thanks for listening to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.